Miami, San Juan, Bermuda. 3 points on the map. 500,000 square kilometers of open ocean. Over 50 ships, 20 planes, thousands of lives. They didn't just sink. They didn't call for help. They were erased. No wreckage, no bodies, no black boxes. For decades, we blamed the supernatural. Portals, Atlantis, alien abductions. But the truth that modern science has uncovered is far more disturbing than any flying saucer. What happens in this area is not magic. It is nature's perfect execution. Welcome to the Abyssal Dossier. If you are new here, please subscribe to our channel. Today, we will descend into the Devil's Triangle. December 5th, 1945, 2:10 p.m. Patrol 19 takes off from Florida for routine training. 5 torpedo planes, experienced pilots. The sky is clear, the sea is calm. 90 minutes later, Lieutenant Charles Taylor sends a transmission that chills the blood of those who hear it.
We don't know where we are. The water is green, not blue. Everything is wrong. The ocean doesn't look the same.
Everything is wrong. Taylor reported that both of his compasses had stopped working. They were flying blind, and then silence. The Navy sent a rescue seaplane, the PBM Mariner, 13 men on board. The PBM Mariner also never returned. 27 men, 6 planes, missing in a single afternoon. If planes are fragile, what about a steel titan? March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a 19,000-ton monster. 309 crew members. He wasn't in combat. There was no storm reported. He simply entered the triangle and ceased to exist. No SOS call. Think about it. For a ship that size to sink without time to send a single radio signal, the catastrophe must be instantaneous. What has enough force to swallow a floating city in seconds? The answer lies at the bottom, and it's much worse than you can imagine. Aliens, portals, Atlantis, all of that sells books. But the real truth is scarier because you can't escape it. It's not fiction, it's geophysics. First, the terrain. The triangle is home to the Puerto Rico Trench, the deepest point in the Atlantic Ocean, over 8,000 meters deep, 8 kilometers of absolute darkness. If a plane crashes here, it doesn't stay on the sandy bottom. It falls into a black abyss where pressure crushes titanium like paper. Finding wreckage here isn't difficult, it's impossible. Second, magnetism. This is one of only 2 areas on Earth where the compass points to true north rather than magnetic north. The variation can reach 20 degrees. For a navigator in 1945, in the middle of the night without GPS, 20 degrees of error means the difference between returning home or flying until you run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. Lieutenant Taylor wasn't crazy. The Earth was lying to him. But broken compasses don't explain the USS Cyclops. To understand that, we need to look down to the seabed. And what's there is a geological bomb waiting to explode. The bottom of the triangle is rich in frozen methane, methane hydrates, giant deposits trapped in the sediment. When an underwater landslide occurs, an earthquake, or a change in temperature, this gas is released. A massive eruption. Giant bubbles rise to the surface, and that changes the physics of water. Carbonated water is less dense. If a ship is passing directly above it, it loses buoyancy instantly. The ocean opens up. The ship falls in free fall. The sea closes over it. All this in minutes. No radio. No survivors. The ocean burped and the ship was swallowed. What if the threat doesn't come from below, but from above? Meteorologists have discovered bizarre anomalies in the region. Hexagonal clouds. They seem harmless, but they act like air bombs. They shoot out vertical columns of wind at 270 kilometers per hour. This creates 15-meter-high waves that appear out of nowhere. A microburst like that can tear a plane apart in midair. It can flip a cargo ship like a toy in a bathtub. It's not a monster, it's the atmosphere having a violent spasm. Human error induced by magnetism. The sea losing density because of methane. The sky bombarding the surface with hurricane winds, and abyssal trenches ready to hide the evidence forever. The question is not which theory is correct. The real question, the one that causes insomnia, is what if they are all correct? What if the Bermuda Triangle is a geographical perfect storm? A place where all the lethal variables on the planet converge at the same point. We don't need aliens. Earth, all by itself, is creative enough to kill us in ways we can barely comprehend. The triangle isn't a supernatural mystery. It's a reminder that on the planet's chessboard, we are merely disposable pieces. And he's still there, waiting. Now you know the truth, but which explanation scares you the most? Comment on the word. A. Methane, the ocean opens up. B. Hexagonal clouds, air pump. C. Magnetism, you fly blind. D. All together, perfect storm. I'll answer the best theories.